the difference between focusing attention on something and withdrawing attention to yourself is very significant. Makes all the difference. If you focus attention on something, then you are trying to gather limited information about where you are focusing attention. When you withdraw attention to yourself, you learn everything that's there to be learned. Automatically. It's such an amazing experience. But withdrawal of attention requires a different kind of practice than focusing of attention. It's an unusual thing for us because we never used it. Once we start using the method of withdrawing our attention, then the practice becomes very easy after some time. How do we withdraw attention to our own self? We have never been taught. But there is a third factor besides attention and besides the power of concentrating that attention. We have a third faculty in us called imagination. Imagination is as powerful as these other two. If you can imagine something, Walt Disney said, if you can imagine something, you can do it. It's so powerful. Imagination enables us to create a location for our attention at any time we want. If we want to imagine that we are sitting on top of this building, we can for a moment actually feel we are at the top of the building and looking at things around us. Because the sensory perceptions that go with imagination operate independently of the sensory systems in the body. Imagination can take you as a being somewhere, anywhere you like. Supposing you were to imagine that you are in the center of the head. Supposing you were to imagine that you are sitting in the center of the head. Exactly behind the eyes, exactly between the ears, exactly where we know consciousness is operating from. And do nothing but imagine that you are there. What would happen? Your attention will be withdrawn. Without imagination, you will always be focusing attention. By use of imagination, you withdraw your attention to where you are imagining you are. So these three things in combination are giving us the advantage of getting the best out of ourselves. To change our entire life, to change our attitude towards life, to have knowledge and clarity, which nothing else can ever give us, because it's all built into us, it's part of us. It's a natural gift to consciousness, to be conscious of anything it wants. It's an ability that the mind can never provide. It's an ability that nobody else can ever provide. It's an ability built into us. So if we imagine we are in the center of the head, where do we imagine we are? We imagine we are where we really are. If you want to say that you are just a point of consciousness, imagine that you are a point of consciousness, and you close your eyes and think of the body and say, where is this point of consciousness operating from? It doesn't take too long to know it's operating from the head. You can actually feel that if you are merely a point of consciousness, then you are sitting somewhere in the head, somewhere in the middle. You can actually feel that that's the point from where you actually operate, from where you become aware of everything, from where you send your attention out to pick up things. You don't have to imagine somewhere else. You have to imagine where you actually are. With practice, you can do that too. With practice, you can first discover where you are as conscious beings. Not the body, but inside the body. Withdraw your attention there. All doors open up. We are so used to living a life with only the 9 doors, the 9 apertures on our body that open outside. The 2 eyes, the 2 ears, the 2 nostrils, the mouth, and the 2 nose apertures. These 9 doors are creating a link with this world, and we think that is the only way to experience life. That's the only way to know what life is. The 10th door is opening exactly where we are. The 10th door opens into a world in which you can go back into creation, you can go back into the ultimate origin of all things and yourself. You can go back to find where consciousness itself arose. You can go back and find who the creator is. You can go back and find the absolute total history of the creation of all universes. All sitting right in us, in each one of us. It's like a DNA molecule which says it contains history of our millions and billions of forms of life in which we have come through. It's the same thing that we say here is the collected wisdom, collected knowledge of all that experience, not from when the planet was born, from when creation started. That we can go back, it's all already there.